we have a two video series about who the better sniper is, Maya or Zero. And so if you don't have time to sit and stack and do stuff, it's probably going to be the answer is Maya. But if you even stack in critical ascension stacks, it's immediately Zero. Like, it just has to be Zero, right?
Welcome back everyone for a new video, and this one is the Maya and Zero snipe off. Yes, it's about time this has happened. I still see people debate this. I thought this issue is kind of put to rest, but maybe we can put it to rest here. Is who is the better sniper? Is it Maya or is it Zero, or is it more complicated than that? I think I already know the answer, but I'm going to save what I think for the end of the video. And
Okay, so we're gonna guess what he's gonna say, and the answer is probably Zero. I'm just gonna guess it's Zero.
And during this video, I am going to simply take on the target dummy with four different snipers: the Liuda, the Muckamuck, Citrine Muckamuck. I should actually go over parts of the.
Okay, hold on. So, first off, yeah, the parts are cool, but as long as he has the same parts from Zero to Maya, that is fair. Um, the random Jacobs is also fair. Though I don't think anyone uses the longbow, so that was just a curveball I think he wanted to put in there because the longbow is kind of neat. And then the Pimpernel is also kind of fair. I really hope he's not spec'd into velocity though, or else that's gonna like really ruin it.
Liuda will be a Vladoff grip, fire, damage prefix. The Muckamuck has a damage prefix, Jacob's grip, with a Citrine. The Venture longbow with Hyperion grip, and a Jacob's grip barking Pimpernel. Now, when I actually do some playtest, I will use a Mollywand grip.
Yeah.
Hold on, I thought I had a Jacob's grip.
Is that not what you were using right now,
It
brother?
is a Jacob's grip.
Yeah, I was
Yes, okay. Making sure I did that right. So, the Jacob's grip, because that's what I
okay.
use on Maya, so it's fair in this testing. Jacob's is Jacob's, but when I go and do some field testing, this will be probably a Mollywand grip for Zero.
I would just use a Molly one grip on both characters realistically here, because that's what you would use. It's just more mag size and more reload speed. And I mean, you don't really need the elemental effect chance because dots compared to just shooting a thing at high difficulty isn't really a thing. But the Jacob's grip for like a little more damage is a weird choice to me.
Um, So I will shoot the dummy with all of these, and I'm going to register the first shot out of the barrel and the last, or out of the magazine, the last shot out of the magazine. And then I will, after we've gone through and done the target dummy, in future videos I'm going to do this, and I'll do runs of certain maps. I'll do one with Maya, one with Zero, with similar gun setups. You know, I'll do a Pimpernel run, a Liuda run, a Muckamuck run. You know, if people suggest other snipers, I can maybe do those and see how they perform in that way.
Okay?
I will have the full loadout. So this is my
So
Zero sniper
that's
build
a
here.
yeah, that's a pretty typical sniper
Going for
zero.
pretty much max DPS.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean,
You can argue a
that's like
few
the only
points,
way to.
but because I'm
Not
going to be
really.
doing Pimpernel and Luda stuff, I stayed away from velocity.
Hey, okay, cool. So we did stay away from velocity.
And
That's good.
bar is off.
Of course, bar has to be off.
So for Maya,
Okay, this
I
is
will
a
show you
zero.
her setup, and then I will get this started.
Okay,
So for the
that
Maya
transition
one,
was sick.
I am showing you the same guns here.
That
The
makes sense.
Liuda, the Muckamuck, the Longbow, and the
I
Barking
like that he's using
Pimpernel.
a blockade. That feels
Both
like
of them will have
real
the
good.
Firebone on. For this one, I have got the Legendary Cat on since I'm just testing kind of max damage potential here.
Of course.
And I altered from my regular build. Now this won't be the build I go and
Does
use my field
he?
testing for, but I am using the cat
Can
com
you
to
do you
boost,
do a full toggle view?
Reaper.
I
Rack
hope
won't
you
be active
do.
during this, obviously. Mind's Eye and Accelerate.
This all looks fine, from what I
Uh,
see.
and Mike's here, so let's see what he's got before I go and start the test. Because
All right.
whenever you find Mike, it's a cool thing.
So,
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'll pass on that.
immediate
So
concern.
I am going to go start this off with Zero.
So, since he's testing this on a target dummy, I do want to point out if he uses phase lock, he's not going to get the bonus from Wreck here. So that is kind of a thing to keep in mind. He'll probably, hopefully, mention it, but it's weird that that's not already been mentioned.
Okay, so for the first shot here, I'm going to start with the Leuda. 17,923,000. Now I'm going to reload and do a full magazine and look at the last shot.
Okay, so he has one shot, one kill on the sniper, so the following shot should be way lower. Oh wait, no, critical ascension will actually probably bring it even higher.
509.
Okay. Why did he just... What was that? Okay, so the first shot with one shot, one kill did 19 mil, and then the final shot did like the 32 mil. I'm covering that, so I should probably move out of the way realistically. So we'll go ahead and bring ourselves over to here. So yeah, there's his last shot, the 32 mil right there. The first one was 19 mil, and it makes sense since he has critical ascension that it would get substantially higher per shot. All right, let me hear that weird fumble again, please.
32,509,000.
Epic transition.
So for Maya and the Leuda, I'm not going to have to go through the full magazines with her because she does not have a difference between the first and last shot.
Correct.
So she has no stacking skills. So let's just go here with the Leuda.
Okay.
10.3.
Yep, that's lower. That is
million.
lower.
So 0 wins pretty far hands down with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I do not have rack active, so I'm just going to try this again to make sure with the bullet split.
Okay, cool.
But what was that?
I don't know. What was that? What did he do?
10.3.
Okay, yeah, it's the same damage
10.
number.
3.
Okay, so yeah, this is the...
Since the Leuda has a bullet split, I think Accelerate's actually pushing it out.
It definitely looks like it is, because he's still got the same damage number.
Back. So 10.3 million there, 0 wins, hands down on the first and the last shot with the Leuda. Okay. Without a question. I'm going to give it one more shot here to try to get far away from him to make sure I'm not screwing up with that split.
I don't think it's having a chance to split. He's way too close.
Unless Accelerate's pushing it that far.
It does push it that far, dude. It's insane.
Now, so next up is the longbow. So let's look at these damage numbers. Now, I will occur a little bit of rising shot, just ADSing, or not rising shot, kill confirm, but I'm not going to go and max it out. So, first shot, 33 million.
Okay.
447.
Exciting.
Got that noted down. And now let's do an entire magazine. So get back to one shot, one kill.
Also, he was talking about kill confirm, but he's totally stacking kill confirm now. But, like, that's fine because that's a part of the playstyle.
37,954,900 and something.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. This, I don't know what this testing is so far.
I'm going to try to redo that one here. Since I missed a CA shot, let's go in a menu and get rid of our CA and then start over.
Okay. Sure. Why not? I don't... Is this... Okay, is this a genuine question that people had about whether Maya or Zero was the better sniper? Because so far, the only time where Maya might be the better sniper is just with phase lock active. With a Pimpernel with chain reaction. Because if you think about it, every time Zero shoots a sniper, he pulls further and further away from Maya's DPS because he already has a super high DPS value compared to her, and every single shot is just pulling himself further out away from what Maya is even possibly thinking of being capable of. And if you don't really believe that, There are OP10 raid boss fights where people have used a white Vladov sniper with critical ascension to fight a raid boss at OP10, and Maya could never even think about touching that. So I don't really know why this test video needs to exist like this so far.
Dick's moving head. There will just be a couple of those. Oh, that went by too fast. So I will go back and get that damage number in post editing and pop it up. But I think it was 38 million some.
Uh, so yeah, I see. I see where you're coming from here, but
For the longbow versus
I
Zero,
still feel like
Zero's first
Zero
shot was
might be a better
33
mobber
million,
because you can just start
447.
one-tapping stuff after a while.
20,603,000.
Yep.
So once again, Zero is miles above Maya with the non-action skill damage test here.
Okay. Yeah.
Next up, we have the Citrine Muckamuck, which won't get anything from the bone. So 16 million.
Okay. Yeah. 16 mil makes sense.
428.
So by the end of his mag, it's going to be at least 30 mil.
Now let's go through a whole magazine and see what we can do. I'm going to do this one a little bit slower since it's got some recoil.
Oh, it's going to be way higher than 30 mil, I bet. Now that I say that out loud. It's going to have a hard time capturing this.
It's still 16 million.
What?
035.
Critical Ascension didn't help that much at all.
That seems like it should be lower. It's because one shot, one kill is so goddamn good on Jacob's snipers.
Okay, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
So, that leaves the Pimpernels next.
Wait, did you do the Maya test?
For the
okay.
Muck-a-Muck.
Okay. I was about to say...
Zero did 16 million on this. 8 million.
Yeah, but Wreck.
Way, way behind.
Yeah, but Wreck. I get it.
So, nowhere really close on that. So next is the Pimpernel, and this is the tough one because it's going to put up so many damage numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to do some editing in post. You can see my CA is going down because I was just playing with the sweet spot to try to hit him the first time right. And I think it should be right about here.
Okay, the 41 mil was pretty good.
Those crits. So what I'm going to do for the Pimpernel here is I'm going to go back and check the damage numbers and show you guys screenshots, kind of frame by frame. I'm not going to try to catch it live here because it's just too much going on.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm going to do one
fair.
more first shot just to make sure I got a good one here.
41 mil again.
And that did look like I got the crits. So I'll come back with those numbers later. Now let's go through a whole magazine.
Or why not?
Let's see.
Okay. I didn't think about this, but the critical ascension stacking might be a lot harder with a
I'm not holding down the trigger
if you're
I
trying
don't
to really like be
recoil.
optimal with your damage.
And there will be the numbers for that. So like I said, I will come back with those numbers kind of frame by frame. And then compare those to Maya's, because that's just too hard to catch live.
Yeah,
too many things going on with the Pimp. Alright, so the replay on the Zero Pimpernel shots. I went through and I looked. So we have a 41,360 up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then back here you see 2055, and there's another one behind this 685. That 685 is a bit too much to be a dot, so that's a hit as well. And then you got a 3091 over here. Let's see, where are some of the other numbers? The 1429K is definitely not a dot as well.
Okay.
Did I already say? Yeah, they said the 2055s.
This testing is beautiful, by the way. I love this.
685K there.
I understand.
Those 205s.
But wow.
So when I added all those numbers together, I went over this a few times and just kept adding them up, and I came up with 52,765,000.
That sounds reasonable.
Now,
Sure.
if I fast forward here over to where I'm finishing it, this one, let me back up slightly here. So on this, back up a bit more than 7. Then I've got a 9097
That's
here.
a lot more damage, yeah.
I thought
That is over double the damage value.
972. 1908. Let's see if I can get this going here.
You hit a lot more pellets with that too, I think.
There's the 1908.
Because I saw a really big number.
I found a
yeah.
2863 in here as well.
I saw like something over 20 mil.
Which I
on
missed
the
this
side.
time. But that all came out to... Did I not write that down? Where is my number?
I hope you wrote that down, dude. This is After Effects, my boy.
1,047,000.
How much?
That down? Where is my number? 91 million.
Just 91 million? Are you sure?
Where is my number? But then, well, a dot here I can show you 1908.
What's this? This is a very substantial number hiding in the back here, and I think if you added that to this, it would surely be over 160 mil damage. Right? Like that's a 7. Or
going here.
Yeah, that's a 7.
All the numbers.
Okay.
There's the 91,047,000.
Okay.
So pretty big numbers for Zero there with the Pimpernel. So now let's go and look at Maya's.
Okay.
So for the Pimpernel here, like Zero, I'm going to look at the numbers in the post here and then come back and let you guys know what they were. That was not a good sweet spot. I thought I had it lined up just right with this accelerator. I'm not used to using 10 points in there.
Yeah, it's also because he moved around.
That
wow, that was a
I'm
really
take a
small
few
damage
more
number.
Just to make sure, because I saw some bigger numbers before.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way that's it.
And those should be able to cover it. So I'll come back with screenshots of
Okay,
that.
so we hit a 12 mil. But that's not a lot.
Okay, so for Maya's Pimpernel shot, let's take a look at this. This is the best shot I could come up with. So we have a 9,230,000.
That's the best one you got?
But then all... Now let's go Pimpernel here, like Zero, post here, and then come back and let you guys know what they were. That was not a good sweet spot. I thought I had it lined up just right with this accelerator. I'm not used to using 10 points in there.
Okay, 9 mil.
That was better. I'm going to take a few more
okay.
just
Is it the
to
next
make
one?
sure, because I saw some bigger numbers before.
No. The fourth one? Yeah, there. A 12 mil.
Okay, so for Maya's Pimpernel shot, let's take a look at this. This is the best shot I could come up with. So we have a 9,234,839,000 here. I'm going to go another bit here. And then here you see 1679 and a 2518.
Okay, so those added together would have made that 12 mil probably.
Side.
So yeah, that's fair.
Far too. Again, I went too far. On a 514K there. So that added up was
good spot. I wouldn't have noticed that.
Nowhere near Zero's Pimpernel shots.
Yeah, no. Okay.
So, did we learn anything from this initial test? So, without action skills or slag, which slag is equal to them, Zero does a lot more damage to a stationary target dummy.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean he's a better sniper? No.
Yes.
What's missing from this? So, with Zero's action skill, that's kind of one big shot, but he's got to wait for that shot for
he also has
to cool down.
kunai dispersal.
Or run out.
Death mark.
Well, Maya's action skill instantly applies slag if you have Rune, which I do.
That is true.
And then her action skill also gives her access to Wreck and Chain Reaction,
but that doesn't make her a
which
better
are two
sniper.
very big DPS and damage skills. Zero doesn't have access to fire rate like Maya does either. So that's
That's
another one
true.
up for Maya as a sniper. Fire rate does help a lot of snipers. But also, phase lock A puts one enemy still, so he's really easy to crit, but also groups up another bunch of enemies underneath it with Converge, making him a chain reaction bait for easier DPS.
That is a good point. Uh, I see you just brought this up. So Zero can run a rogue com with a Shadow of the Seraph's Relic to get a 100% chance to Two Fang. And I know that people don't really like Two Fang, but when you can guarantee a Two Fang proc, it basically brings your fire rate up to like a 15.0 for every other hit. So you can definitely make up for his fire rate there by doing that. I also think he's really discounting the fact that kunai can apply a lot of damage, and neither character really buffs grenades, so it makes sense to have a slag grenade active at all times anyway. And then on top of that, if you really wanted to converge things as Zero, you could use a singularity on top, and that would allow you to also bore a bunch of enemies at the same time. So that would definitely add a lot more merit to Zero's side of things, on top of the fact that with Critical Ascension, he shreds like he shreds so much, like everything. And yeah, of course, with Maya, you'll get one funny dunk every once in a while, but unless you're using chain reaction in a Pimpernel, her sniper game is just as strong, usually. So it's I see where he's coming from, and it's totally fair. And we're gonna write out the last 3 minutes just to see if he has any other notes about stuff like this. But you don't think critical ascension can? You don't think you might get critical ascension with two fang procs? Okay, I don't know if that's true, but that is interesting. If that is the case, you don't. Okay, so I guess Two Fang could ruin Critical Ascension, but you could just run a Lyuda, which Zero is way better at using anyway, and it would also help if you were bossing because you would use it with a B shield anyway. So that would provide him a lot of better use there. And I think the fire rate thing is a little bit weird to bring up because he showed a Jacob sniper, he showed a Lyuda. The longbow is slow, but you do have to try to aim it pretty darn well. So having the slow fire rate isn't as bad there, I wouldn't think. And then the Pimpernel is kind of where the ground is muddied because, yeah, you do want fire rate for that because dumping out more Pimpernel is clearly just a nice move to have.
But also, when they get pulled in, they kind of have a stun, which makes them easy sniping targets as well. So, Maya's got some advantages there that you couldn't see in this test. And that's why I'm going to go do field tests with these weapons as well, so you can kind of see them in action to see how they do in comparison. Now, spoiler alert, on bosses, Zero is just way fucking better because
Yeah.
as CA stacks up, his damage
Yeah.
increases it. And Maya has nothing like that, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect Maya to really do nearly as well with something like the Liuda. But Maya might win the Pimpernel battle mobbing. Again,
Mm-hmm.
Zero's going to win on bosses, but Maya's got a good shot to keep up on the rest of the game.
It does,
So
yeah.
that'll be the interesting thing there. The longbow will be interesting. Uh, I'm not sure if Zero's going to win that one. Maya's quite good with the longbow.
I think Maya
And the
would
Muckamuck
probably.
as well will be pretty interesting because
And,
Wreck, although the fire rate doesn't really help it because if you try to hit that fire rate, you're just going to miss shots. But
and it's a
the extra
semi-auto.
base damage on with Wreck really helps that as well. So Maya's pretty efficient with the Muckamuck, and we'll see how these tests actually go. But Zero definitely does more damage with snipers
Mm-hmm.
just off the bat. But like I said, Wreck would have helped out Maya. I am wearing the legendary Cat, which increases her DPS as much as I possibly could with 10 out of 5 Accelerate. Mind's Eye, 10 out of 5 Reaper. It definitely did its all. Now, when I go to the field test, I will do my typical Siren Twisted Pimp build because I've played around with the Cat build versus that, and that build actually works better for sniping because the speed of getting phase lock back
Mm.
compared to the cat build helps it out, and you don't lose that much damage fall off. So I will be using that because I think it's faster, more efficient for sniping.
I'm.
And I'm definitely going to do a couple different maps. I'll do Washburn for sure,
Mhm.
and maybe I'll do Lynchwood. Maybe I'll do a Dust Tubby run. I'm not entirely sure on all the maps that I'll hit. But if you guys have recommendations of maps you would like to see, let me know. And I will continue the kind of snipe off here to really try to do a good, honest comparison of these two sniping. And like I said, field play is very important. That I'm not just doing purely test dummy tests because those do not tell the full story at all.
Yeah. No.
So once again, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay. So I don't feel like we need to watch the second part because we can pretty much do a breakdown of how it would feel if you were in a mobbing area already, because we've played the game a lot here. So the bossing, obviously, Zero is just super, super OP. He is incredible for that with critical ascension. You can just build up so much damage that you can almost one-shot enemies even at OP 10. The raid boss is at OP 10. And then if it's a dense mob area, I think Maya definitely wins. But if it's a little more of a spread out area, I think that Zero actually has a little bit more of an advantage here. So for areas like Bloodshot, or even for parts of Washburn Refinery, I think Maya definitely takes the cake there for mobbing. But I think Zero could, of course, still get some one shots off even at OP 10. So you could expect him to do some one shots there. So I would say for mobbing, Maya is better because she does have that area density clear that you can just chain react and just spread a bunch of Pimpernel pellets everywhere and get damage off like that. But if we're looking at general bossing, it's obviously just has to go to Zero. And then even if we don't look at just the Pimpernel, I think Maya still probably will have a worse time in dense mob areas, but she'd probably still do really well. But I think that would also give Zero a good chance to catch up because he would have four, and Maya would only get one shot with a chance to chain react versus having five or six, whatever the Pimpernel counts as. So I think that's definitely how that would go. So with the Pimpernel, Maya is the better mobber. Without it, Zero is probably the better mobber. Versus bosses, Zero wins pretty much every time. Even if Maya doesn't have the highest mobbing potential, she's easier to play than Zero. That is true. Because things like Life Tap, things like Phase Lock with Ruin and Converge and Scorn, you can just throw a bunch of stuff out and that'll make her really, really good against mobbing too, of course. But if we're talking about like Zero still being able to go up, throw some kunai into a pack, and then just boring through one of them. And I know Boar isn't incredible, but it'll still do a pretty good amount of shredding. So I'm actually curious if we go ahead and click on his second video and we head towards the end of it, if he did have a conclusion that was similar to us.
Or have that mess to
Oh,
deal
he's
with.
in my right ear.
I'm looking around for where that voice is, and I realize Midgebonk is over there. With Maya, I already killed a lot of these guys. So with this, you can tell, Zero's has got a lot better damage potential, but Maya's other skills kind of make them equal with this gun, from what I can tell.
Okay.
Easier access to slag, um, the crowd control. Zero's run. Zero player probably could have got a better run, but I could have got a better Maya run as well. But anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I guess if you guys want to see the second video, because it looks like he explains it in the middle of the video, here's like spread throughout, you might just have to go watch that video. I will go ahead and leave it linked. We respect Dirch around here. He is a gamer that's been around for a while. He's got some pretty good ideas of what is going on at the very least. Even if like you might not agree with what some of the things he says, or you might not agree with how he tests stuff, he's been around. And for that at least he is knowledgeable and he can at least he can teach you some stuff. So I will go ahead and leave this playlist down below. And if you guys want to check it out for yourself, if you want to go ahead and skim through or watch it for him, watch it for him, please. Go ahead and do that. See what you guys think yourselves. Maybe test out this. Maybe see what you guys think. Compare a Sniper Zero versus a Sniper Maya. Just see what's up.